You know, there's always something different about the playoffs in the regular season. Seems like some teams want it more, and then other teams just don't give a shit because they're going to go back next year anyway. But anyways, the playoffs are always a different monster in the first place. So, this is a new series I'm going to call Football Shit. Basically, I'm just going to go through every single game that happened during the playoffs, and then I'm going to talk about them, and then I'm going to give our predictions on who's going to win the next week's showdown. And at the end of each and every game, I will say, to the pit of misery, insert team here, dilly dilly. And that's pretty much how we're going to do this. We're going to start this off with the Titans and Chiefs. Let's roll it. Alright, let's start this checklist. Andy Reid's Chiefs in the playoffs, check. Dominating defense, check. Giant lead at halftime, check. Alright, let the choking commence.
The loss of about a half yard on the play. 3rd down and goal. Tennessee in dire need of 6 and not 3. Mariota to the line of scrimmage, maybe across the line. It deflects back to him for a touchdown for the...
Seriously, how did you guys choke this time? Arguably the worst team in the AFC playoffs, without a doubt the most inconsistent, and you let them come back from an 18-point deficit only to get bitch slapped next week by New England. This is an every-year occurrence for new fans of the NFL. The Chiefs just can't seem to win a goddamn playoff game to save their lives, and honestly, I'm tired of it. Like, if you're going to be in the playoffs, at least try to win a playoff game. And now the Titans are going to get bitch slapped by New England, and they're just going to go back to the AFC Championship again. I can't even look at you. Get out of my sight. To the pit of misery, Chiefs, dilly dilly. Okay, this game was pretty much an experienced team in the playoffs, using their experience to end a dream season. The Rams played a good game, but once Atlanta's defense stepped up and pressured Jared Goff, the Rams couldn't do anything. Not to mention how Atlanta's running attack carved up the defense in the second half, and no matter how hard they tried, Atlanta couldn't take the game away. As an Atlanta fan, we have a fairly easy game next week. And although this game was hard, we played really the most complete game we played all season. Atlanta's running attack looked good, and the defense looked the best they have all year. The Rams, they looked pretty weak in all cylinders. Their offense didn't put up as many points as people thought they would because of the pressure from the defense, and the defense simply couldn't stop Atlanta's offense. I don't know why this is happening, but things are just taking a 180 for the wildcard round so far. Two teams that were not supposed to win in any way, shape, or form have won both games of the wildcard so far. Now, for the Rams, you have a good young core. You should keep your heads up. To the pit of misery, Rams, dilly dilly. So the Bills have made the playoffs for the first time in 17 years, but that does not mean they're going to win this football game. Honestly, this game was the most boring out of the 4 games, and I'm really not going to talk about it much at all. This game was a defensive affair where pretty much the Jaguars defense bitch slapped the Titans offense all game, and the only really amazing thing that happened in that game was the fact that Blake Bortles had more rushing yards than both teams combined. And Tyrod Taylor got hurt, and Nathan Peterman threw a pick. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Jaguars won 10-3. I'm pretty sure half people watching this game, unless you were a Jaguars or Bills fan, fell asleep. To the pit of misery, Bills. Dilly-dilly. As a Falcons fan, I really could care less about this game. Honestly, if both teams could find a way to lose and send the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, I would laugh my ass off at both teams. But someone has to win the football game. Just like it has been the last couple of weeks, Cam Newton and the Panthers' offense has been really inconsistent, and so is their defense. Drew Brees picked them apart and was up 21-6 or some shit at halftime. This game was over before it even started. Wait, so you're telling me that the Panthers are making this a game? You're telling me that the almighty Drew Brees didn't fuck them over the whole game? What is this bullshit that you're talking about? There's no way they're coming back. Well, shit. Well, instead of, Carolina laying down and letting the new kids on the block advance to the next round, we had to see Carolina try to win this football game. And there was intentional grounding, and Cam Newton gets sacked on 4th down. Well, goodbye, Carolina. It was nice knowing you. To the pit of misery, Panthers. Dilly dilly. Okay, now it's time for my predictions. Honestly, next week should be really interesting, but I have Atlanta beating Philadelphia, Minnesota beating New Orleans, New England bitch slapping Tennessee, and Pittsburgh beating Jacksonville. And reason for all that is, without Carson Wentz, the Eagles are a dumpster fire. Minnesota, I think, is just going to have more momentum running in, and they're going to beat New Orleans. Tom Brady is going to be Tom Brady and beat the Titans, and Pittsburgh is just too good right now. And I guarantee I'm going to be wrong on at least 3 of those picks, but those are all of my picks for winning all the games next week. We'll see you guys next week on the next episode of Football Shit. See ya.